The 10 Sentimo coin of 1984 is a small but historically significant piece of Philippine currency, minted during a time of political and economic transition in the Philippines. Although it carries a modest face value, the coin symbolizes an important period in the country's numismatic and socio-political history. The 198-10 Sentimo coin is part of the Flora and Fauna series, which ran from 1983 to 1994. This series was introduced by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Central Bank of the Philippines to promote awareness and appreciation of the country's rich biodiversity. The obverse features the portrait of Apolinario Mabini, a key figure in the Philippine Revolution and one of the country's intellectual heroes. He was known as the sublime, paralytic and brains of the revolution. The inscription includes Republica ng Pilipinas and the year 1984. The reverse displays the Philippine tarsier Tarsius siricta, one of the world's smallest primates and endemic to the Philippines. This design choice highlighted the nation's dedication to preserving its native wildlife. The denomination 10 Sentimo is clearly shown along with the BSP seal of that time. The coin was issued during the presidency of Ferdinand Marcos, a period characterized by martial law, political unrest, and economic difficulty. Although martial law was officially lifted in 1981, its effects lingered into the mid-1980s. Inflation was high, and public dissatisfaction with the regime grew stronger, especially after the assassination of opposition leader Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr. in 1983.1984. The Philippines was in a state of political tension and financial instability. The issuance of new coins, like the 10 Sentimo, was part of regular currency updates, but it also served to subtly reinforce national identity during turbulent times. Apolinario Mabini was a brilliant legal mind and revolutionary leader. Despite being paralyzed by polio, he became a trusted advisor to President Emilio Aguinaldo during the Philippine Revolution and was the first prime minister of the Philippines. His image on the coin in 1984 served as a reminder of patriotic service and intellectual integrity, perhaps a silent counterpoint to the corruption and unrest of the Marcos era. The choice of the Philippine tarsier on the reverse highlights a shift in the country's priorities toward environmental conservation and biodiversity awareness. The tarsier is not just a unique animal, it symbolizes the Philippines' unique natural heritage. This coin, like others in the Flora and Fauna series, was educational. It encouraged the public to learn about and appreciate the country's endemic wildlife through everyday currency. The coin was mass-produced, and though aluminum coins wear quickly, many specimens remain in circulation today. They were minted by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas security plant complex in Quezon City. The lightweight and small size of the coin made it easy to carry, but also easy to lose. Despite its widespread, the 10 Sentimo denomination dates back to the Spanish and American colonial periods, where centavo denominations were commonly used as fractional currency. However, by 1984, the Philippine Republic had already undergone several currency reforms. The 10 Sentimo of this year represents the country's post-colonial monetary identity, having transitioned fully to the Filipino language, Sentimo instead of centavo, and indigenous designs. This era of coinage was marked by an effort to Philippinize the currency by emphasizing national heroes, Filipino terms, native animals, and independence from colonial symbolism. The early 1980s were one of the most economically challenging periods in Philippine history. The country faced massive debt and stagflation, a mix of stagnant economic growth and high inflation. 1983. The assassination of Ninoy Aquino led to a loss of investor confidence, triggering a currency crisis. 1984. The Philippine peso depreciated significantly, affecting the purchasing power of every coin in circulation, including the 10 Sentimo. Though minted in large quantities, these coins lost practical value quickly. A 10 Sentimo in 1984 could buy small items like a matchbox or a candy, but by the late 1980s, its value had nearly evaporated. President Ferdinand Marcos, who ruled under martial law from 1972 to 1981, and unofficially until 1986, often used currency and coin design to subtly reinforce national pride and loyalty to the state. Choosing Apolinario Mabini for the 10 Sentimo coin was a symbolic nod to revolutionary nationalism, evoking patriotism during a period of authoritarian rule. Similarly, showcasing the Philippine tarsier emphasized the uniqueness and cultural richness of the Philippines. Coins from this era reflect how currency was used as soft propaganda, promoting unity amid political division. The Flora and Fauna coin series, which includes the 1984 10 Sentimo, was revolutionary because it marked the first time Philippine currency celebrated local wildlife in such a comprehensive way. This series educated the public about conservation and biodiversity. Decades before ecological awareness became mainstream, the Philippine tarsier featured on this coin is a shy, nocturnal primate native only to the Philippines, especially the island of Bohol. The tarsier is now considered a near-threatened species due to habitat loss. In this sense, the 10 Sentimo coin from 1984 also serves as an early conservation artifact. Mabini wasn't just a figurehead, he was a moral compass during the revolution. As Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of the First Philippine Republic under Aguinaldo, Mabini authored crucial documents like the True Decalogue, which emphasized justice, unity, and civic duty. His legacy on the 10 Sentimo coin reminded Filipinos in 1984 of a visionary leader who stood against tyranny, even while paralyzed during Marcos' rule, when allegations of corruption